Hi friends, uh, the last class we have seen few problems. ESOP. The logic is simple. The expense. Expense means it is a loss to the organization when the difference between the intrinsic value is nothing but the market price and excise price. It is a loss. Market price and excise price is a loss, and that loss is to be written off over a period of time, over a period of vesting period. This is simple logic. It can be called as amortization of expense, and unamortized means not written off. Okay, we have seen two models: more than 1 year, less than 1 year. Now let us see today one more problem. ABS Limited grants 1000 employee stock options on 1 for 2010 at 40 rupees when the market price is 160 rupees. ABS Limited grant 1000 employee stock option on 1 for 2010 at 40 rupees when the market price is 160. Can you tell me the loss? 160 minus 40 will be the loss. 160 minus 40 means what is the loss? 120 rupees. So now we can write what is the loss? Tell me here. 1000 options, 1000 employees, no? 1000 into 160 minus 40. Concession is 120. 120 into 1000. This coming to 1 lakh. It is coming to 1 lakh 20,000 rupees. This 1 lakh 20,000 is to be written off over a period of how many years? 2.5 years. Okay. 1 lakh 20,000, 2.5 years means 1 lakh 20,000 by 2.5 years. If you take 48,000, 48,000, and then it comes 96 plus 20. Right. First year 48,000, second year 48,000. Next, last year it is to be, come on, tell me how much? 48, 48, 96, 24,000. So like that 2.5 years or a period of 2.5 years it is split up. The most important point, whenever you are having problem like this, better you can have some table like this, will be useful for you to understand. And when you are doing the problem, you should be looking at three things. First of all, three things we'll be looking at. First of all, so market value 160, offer price 40, 160 minus 40, 120 is a loss. This loss is to be apportioned per share. Is this clear? Then you need to have the clarity. 1 4 10 it has been offered, and let us assume 2.5 years. They are following financial year as an accounting year. First year 31st March 11. Next year 31st March 12. 6 months it is coming to 30th September 12. Is this clear? This is 1 year. This is 2 years. This is half year, 2.5 years. I think during these 2.5 years we shall write off 1,20,000 rupees as an expense. That means by the time they purchase the they subscribe the shares, the loss will be amortized and it is transferred to profit and loss account. This is simple problem. This is simple, you should remember. Got the clarity? First you take market value, you take offer price and loss. And one more thing, you also should note security premium. Security premium is the difference between market value and face value. What is market value? 160. What is face value of share? Not been given. Let us assume face value as 10 rupees. If you assume 10 rupees is face value, 150 rupees will become security premium. Let us assume face value as 10 rupees, then security premium will become 150 rupees. Got it clear? So point number 1, this is important. Point number 2, security premium. Point number 3, total loss. And point number 4, timetable. Time schedule. Time chart. I think for whenever you are doing problem, you keep take 4 things into consideration. First one is loss. Second one is security premium. Third one is expense loss in the form of expense. That expense is to be amortized over a period of time. Okay, is this clear to all of you? So these 4 points you remember whenever you are doing a problem. Now, so the vesting period is 2.5 years is completed. Now we shall record expense to be recognized 31st March 11, expense to be recognized. Here also expense to be recognized. Here also expense to be recognized. 3 things we shall have. Now what happened? This is the problem where unvested options. Unvested means not applied, not subscribed. Or before simple logic. Unvested means without waiting till the completion of the vesting period, some employees might have left the organization, can be called as unvested options. Now you can see when market price is 160, the vesting period 2.5 years, the maximum exercise period to 1 year. Maximum exercise period is 1 year means after completion of vesting period 31st March 2012, by 31st March 2013 they need they need to subscribe. So maximum exercise period is 1 year means they have to subscribe by 31st, here I am writing, by 31st March 13 they shall subscribe. This is maximum exercise period. Exercise period is starting from 30th September 12. Okay. I think max exercise 1 year. 1 year means 30th September 13, my dear. 1 year. 30th September 2012 to 30th September 13. This is maximum vesting period. Got it? The maximum, maximum exercise period, not vesting. Vesting period is ending on 30th September, but you shall subscribe the shares before 31st September 13. This is what is called as exercise period. Got it? Within this particular period, they should go for exercising the option. Who? The employees. Got it? Now, what is to be done? So, if 1,20,000, I told you, we are writing the entry on 31st March 11, no? Recognition of expense. Employee compensation account data to employee stock option outstanding. 48,000, clear now how you got it? And this will be transferred to profit and loss account data to employee compensation expense. I told you, our statement of P&L account also you can write. Similarly, this next one also you can see. Similarly, next one you can see employee compensation expense account at RT employee. I told you 31st March 12. Got it? Expenses recognized. Here I told you it is 48,000. No? Here also how much it is recognized? 48,000. Okay. Now try to understand unvested option lapse on 1 5 300. Okay, but this has happened on 1/5/2002. So up to 31st March 2012, we don't know how many unvested options will be there. Please try to understand. This is important point. If you focus on this problem, what are the previous problem doubts are also there. Definitely, when you are listening for the first time, you'll be having the doubts. So I think this you can easily able to understand. I'll tell you one thing. At the time of granting the option, you know that unvested options. No, we don't know. So 31st March 11, without knowing that 48,000 rupees has been recognized as expense. Here also 48,000 has been recognized as expense. 48,000. Is this here also 48,000? But we came to know that unvested options on 1/5/2012. So that means 1000 minus 300, 700. But then what happened? 600 options are exercised on 30th June. 100 West option lapses at the end of the exercise period. So on 30th June 2013, only 600 options exercised. So out of 1000, if you take out 300, 700 options, still they can exercise. But only 600 options are exercised on 30th June 2013. They got the time till 30th September 2013. No? So 100 West option lapse at the end of the exercise period means 30th September 2013. I told you 1 year after vesting period. What is vesting period? I told you 30th September 2012. No, this is vesting period ending. Then they got time up to 30th September 13. So 30th September 13, how many vested options lapses? That means they are not subscribed. Is coming to how much? 100 lapses. Okay, but these things you came to know only after 2 years, no? So therefore, first year, second year, simple words like a depreciation or any expense written off, my dear friends. Out of total 1,20,000, 48,000 has been closed by transfer to profit and loss account. In both the cases, this is clear to all of you. In both the cases, 48,000 has been written off. Okay. Now comes this, how you got this employee stock option outstanding account data to general reserve. This has been, working notes has been given. On 31st March 2013, ABC Limited will examine, because they are closing the books on every financial year, no? We got the dates here, I told you, 30th September 2012. Then after that, accounting year will be 31st March 13. That means we are having 3 financial years: 31st March 11 financial year, 31st March 2012 financial year, 31st March 13. So what they are doing here, note, on 31st March 2013, ABC will examine its actual for features and make necessary adjustment, if any, to reflect expense for the number of options that actually vested. Considering 700 stock options have completed 2.5 years vesting period, the expense to be recognized during the year is negative. So considering 700 stock options have completed, because when it will be completed, my dear friends, 30th September 2012 will be completed. 2.5 years. No? 1st April 2010, 31st March 11, then 31st March 12. Okay, so 300 options, vested options lapsed on 1/5/2012. So what they have done here actually, number of action options actually vested, unvested, vested. After leaving those 300, 700, no, 700 into 120, 84,000. Is this clear? I am talking about 700 into 120. What is 120, sir? 120 is a loss, no? The entire calculation is about loss. 700 into 120. Because 700 into 120, at the time of vesting the options, we will be looking at it. So before 2.5 years, we came to know that before completion of 2.5 years, that is after second year, only 700 options are vested. What is the option that has not been vested? 300. So if you look at it, actual expenditure by this time could have been 84. But how much you already recognized the expense? 96,000, because you don't know before when this will be unvested. Unvested means they are leaving it without waiting the completion. They are retiring before the vesting period. Employees are leaving the organization before the expiry period. Because in the beginning, first year ending, second year ending, you are about that these expenses are to be borne by the enterprise or a company. The reason is that they will be leaving, they will be with you, but 700 options have been the shareholders to own 300 or 700 out of 1000, 300 options have been unvested. That means 700 options. But by that time already, what is the expenses has been recognized? 48 plus 48. How you got 48, sir? This is 31st March 11, 31st March 12. You can see here. Recognize it. Recognize it. So what is expenses recognized? That is 48,000 plus. This is expenses recognized. Here 31st March. But these 2 years already they recognized. Actually, they should recognize how much? 84,000 to be recognized actually. To be recognized. But how much has been recognized already? 96,000 has been recognized. So excess expense transfer to general reserve will be how much? 12,000. Is this clear? This excess expense means 84,000 to be recognized. Already recognized 96,000. So this is the over recognition. Over recognition expense. This is over recognition. Over recognition is transferred to which account? General reserve. Over recognition is transferred to general reserve. Similarly, on 1st October 2013, this 1st October 2013. What is 1st October 2013? You can see. Okay. I just told 1st October 2013 is, I told you already, 1st October 13 is actually the difference between 30th September to 1st October. This particular 1 year period is called as exercise period. That means they are having chance of exercising the option for 1 year, no? After completion of vesting period. And let me tell you, vesting period is simple word. The employee should work there for 2.5 years. After that completion of vesting period, in the problem that has been given, that 1 year time has been given. What is the 1 year time? That 1 year time is completion of vesting period, 1 year for exercising the option. That is why 1st October 2013. By that time when they look at it, you can see 6 and option exercise on 30th June 2013. 100 vested option means out of 700 you got 700, no? Already how you got 700? 1000 minus 300, 700. Out of 700, 600 options are only exercise means before maximum period has been given. Maximum means before 1st October 2013 they should exercise option. But before that also they can exercise. So 30th June 2013, 600 option has been exercised, leaving how many? 100. These 100 options lapse at the end of the exercise period. That means nobody has come forward to apply that. Okay, so that then it will become lapse. So you can see now this point. So similarly, 110 to 13 employee stock option outstanding account will be number of options actually vested 600. How you got 600? Already 1000 minus 300, that is 700, minus 100. Okay, or let me write like this. 1000 minus 300 is equal to 7. Now 700 minus 100 is equal to 600. Is this clear? 600. And I told you what is 120 is a loss, 160 has been offered at 160 rupees share, market value share has been offered at 140. Number of actual options actually vested means this 120 rupees is a loss. Always you consider loss, my dear friend. Loss. It is 72,000 by the end of 2.5 years. But then what happened? Now 2.5 years, the expense which used to be recognized is actually 48. After completion of that particular period, 2.5 years time has been given. No? So how much used to be recognized in the expense? 24,000. Now what happened? Before you go to the writing of expense second year itself, we got surplus. No, expenses has been over recognized. So therefore we got a profit. Now how you got this 84,000? Let me tell you how you got this 84,000. I'll tell you. See what is the expense? 2 years expense already recognized. That is for 31st March 11 plus 31st March 12, 96,000. Here I am writing 96,000. What is the profit you got? 12,000. By transferring profit to reserve, you are able to reduce expense from 96,000 minus 12,000. So what is the actual expense that has been recognized? 84,000. You got how 84? Tell me. 90,000 recognized. Out of 96, what is the profit you got? 12,000. So 96 minus 12,000 actual expense is 84. So number of option actually invested is 72 and less expense recognized is 84. So excess expense here also still you got excess expense which is transferred to P&L account. General reserve is 12,000. Simple words, simple words, simple words. 96,000 is expense. 72,000 you need to treat as an expense. Expense recognized overall to have a clarity 96,000. Expense to be recognized is 72,000. So therefore, how much you'll be getting? 24,000 is profit. Now 24,000 year-wise profit, if you look at it, I think here by the end of second year, to be recognized is 84, recognized is 96, excess is 12,000. Similarly, here to be recognized is how much? 72,000 is to be recognized. To be recognized. And expense recognizes how much? 84. How you got 84? I told you 2 years expense is 96,000. How much profit you got? 12,000. Therefore what is the expense recognized? 84. Still it is excess expense. No, it is transferred to which account? Which is transferred to general reserve. Employee stock option outstanding will appear in the balance sheet under the separate heading between share capital and reserves and surplus. I think in some material they are giving you will appear under the heading reserves and surplus. But if you go by study material, you go by this only heading. I think previous problem I picked from some other material. They are written reserves and surplus. But whatever has been given the study material, you go by this. So it will be appear between share capital and reserves and surplus. Is this clear? I think this problem actually we have done it. By mistakenly the same problem has been picked up. In the last class we have done the same problem. You can see is it same or not? You see for yourself. I think to my memory this problem came in CA Inter 2014 or something like I told you. This is the problem where within 1 year vesting period is to be completed, less than 1 year. I told you there are two alternatives for this. The first alternative I have explained in yesterday's class, last class. I think the same concept here. They have only taken first method. Bank account data, just quickly, since it has been given, we will revise it to you. Less than 1 year. We can see. Useful for yesterday's problem. I told you point number one, stock option at 50 rupees per share. The market value 120. 120 market value. Option 50. 70 is a loss. Then second point I told you, premium. Difference between market value, face value. What is market value? 120. What is face value? If nothing is mentioned, you assume as 10. Then what is premium? And then second point you can see the options are extra between 10th December and 31st March 12. 110 granted 20,000 employee stock option. But they said exercise between 10 December 2012 means, my dear friends, is nothing but within 1 year. Within 1 year, they shall exercise the option. Now, loss, what is the loss? Total loss? 70, no? So, out of 20,000, how many employee exercise option? 16,000 only. So, loss is 16,000 into, what is the loss? 7. That is employee compensation expense. Bank account, amount paid by them. To equity share capital to 10 rupees. Premium is 110. Then statement of P&L account or P&L account data to employee compensation expense being the transfer of employee compensation expense to profit and loss. Okay, so just we can go through this, then we'll be starting one more problem. Okay, now let us see illustration number 4. Ajanta grants 120 share options to each of, so we should see the entries now. Because I think you might have seen the entries for this actually. I've explained that. If you look at the entries part, which I think these are forgotten, sorry. First two entries are clear to you. Employee compensation expense account data for this one, the problem number 2. Employee compensation account data to employee stock option outstanding account. Then P&L account data to employee compensation expense. Then again employee compensation expense to employee stock option outstanding account, and P&L account data to employee compensation expense. Then what happened here? Employee stock option outstanding to general reserve, 12,000 rupees. The general reserve is nothing but associated to gain that transferred, because 300 on 300 options it has been unvested, right? Then again we can see 600 on 600 options they have subscribed 40 rupees bank account data. Employee stock option outstanding account 600 into 120, 72,000. To equity share capital 6,000. I told you already how you got 72,000. Number of options actually vested is 72,000 is the loss actually. Okay, 72,000. To equity share capital to security premium, this I already told you. Now here also you are having some excess amount. So employee stock option outstanding is to generalism. Now look at it. What are the account that has been closed? Employee compensation expenses got it closed. Then employee compensation expenses got it closed. Employee compensation expense got it closed. Now what happened here? Employee stock option outstanding account 48,000 first year, 48,000 second year, 96,000. Okay, here you have debited because again 96,000 minus 12,000, 84,000, 84,000 minus employee stock option outstanding account 72. So 84 minus 72, 12,000. The 12,000 is a gain, no transfer to which account? General reserve. So finally what happened? All the accounts have been closed except this also has been closed on 7 to 12. So all the accounts have been closed. Then coming back to the fourth problem today. This is same problem, but only the way of presentation is a bit different. Only is asking about the calculation of expenses. Ajanta grants 120 share options to each of its 460 employees. Each grant is conditional on the employee working for Ajanta over the next 3 years. Ajanta has estimated that the fair value of each share option is 12 rupees. I told you it can be intrinsic value or fair value. Okay, fair value of each share option is 12 rupees. So Ajanta estimated that a simple word, that's a loss. 12 rupees is a loss. Ajanta estimate that 25% of employees will leave during the 3 year period and so forfeit their rights to share options. Eventually turns out exactly as expected. Calculation amount to be recognized as an expense for the vesting period. So let me put it in simple way. 460 options, fair value or market value, we take anything into consideration. Four sixty into 12. 460 into 120 shares. 460 into 120 shares. 460 into 120 shares. First I am talking about number of options. Number of options. Take calculator. 460 into 120. It is coming to 55,200. Their prediction is that out of which 25% of employees will leave during 3 year period. Means we shall recognize expense only for 75%. No? So 75% of 55,200 shares will be subscribed into what is the fair value and intrinsic value. Here it is 12 rupees. 12 rupees. And now you go by 3 because 3 years, no? So what is the vesting period here we are taking? Employees will leave during the 3 year period. So we are assuming vesting period as 3 years. And here also each grant is conditional on employee working for Ajanta over next 3 years. Here also has been given. So the period which they will be working here is called as vesting period. So 55,000 into 75% into divide by 3. Achha. And I must do one thing. 12 into 12 rupees, no? Repeat once again. 55,200 into 75% into 12 rupees. 4,96,800. 4 lakhs 96,800. 4 lakhs 98,800 by 4 lakh 96,800 by how many years? 3 years. Vesting period by 3, there has to be 1 lakh 65,600. I think this is what the problem is all about. But amount of recognition means I think this is your answer. That's it. But how it has been presented, let us see. 55,200 options into 75%, 12 into 1 by 3 for 3 years, no? 1 lakh 65. 2 by 3 also 1 lakh 65. Last year 3 by 3 also 1 lakh 65 600. But here what they have done, they have done 1 lakh 65. They take a cumulative expense. For example, here you will be getting 55,200 options into 75% into 12 into 2 by 3. You will be getting, you can take the calculator if you want, 55,200 into 75% into 12 into 12 into 2 by 3. Is this clear? I repeat once again, 55,200 into 75% into 12 into 2 by 3. 3,31,200. You got it for 3,31,200. So from this 3,31,200, what they have done? They have deducted previous year cumulative expense. 1,65,600. You can do any of the way which you like. It's not compulsory that you should follow what I am doing. Now here third year, 55,200 into again 75% is remaining because 25% has been expired, no, has been not excised. So into 12 rupees, that is fair value, into 2 by 3 by 3. Third year, no. So how much you are getting? 55,200 into 75% into 12 by 3. How much you are getting? Tell me. 1 lakh 65,000. Okay. Or 1 lakh 65,000 is for last year. If you want, you can do once again. 55,200 into 75% into 12 into 12, if you do 4 lakh 96,800 by 3 if you take expenses for period. The simple words, what we have done, this 1 lakh 65,600, sorry, 4 lakh 96,800 minus 3 lakh 31,200, you are getting 1 lakh 65,600. These expenses will be recognized. Okay. Now this is important problem. I'm giving 2 minutes time. Quickly recap it and then you can able to solve it. See this. Same problem, previous problem, they have done bit different. That's it. Okay. The procedure is bit different. Working notes. The following particulars in respect of stock options granted by these limited are available. Grant date, number of options granted, market price 188, excess price 140, face value 100, vesting period 200, 2 years, excess period 6 months. I told you, no, after completion of vesting period. 1416, you can see if you want. Grant date 1416, 31st March 17, 31st March 18. From this 6 months, if you go, 30th September. So 1416 to 31st 1 year. This is 2 years. And this particular period is called as excise period. Okay. Now, I told you point number 1. You are having loss, no? Loss is how to find out. 188 minus 140. 48 rupees loss. Premium. 188 minus face value 100. What is premium? 88 rupees. So now I need to find out. You can see 1616, 1117. This is very important. My first year ending will be 31st March 17. No. My second year ending will be 31st March 18. That means I must write entries on 31st March 17. I must write entries on 31st March 18. I'm going to compare this problem with the previous one, please. The previous one means second one problem. Second problem, you can see here still the date is there. 31st March 11, expense to be recognized. 31st March 12, expense is to be recognized. Then 31st March 13, expense to be recognized because year ending actually. If you go by year ending. 31st March, out of 1000 stock options, 300 vested options lapse on 1/5/2012. So 31st March 11 no problem, 31st March 12 also no problem. So 2 years you went for writing of expense. Then what happened when they went for writing the entry on 30th June 2013? Actual share that has been the actual expenditure is 72,000. But how much expense you have recognized already? 48 plus 48, 96. Out of 96, 12,000 excess expenses relating to 31st March 13. What is 31st March 13? You can see third year ending. This is first year ending, this is second year ending, this is third year ending. By third year ending, as on that date, because third year ending as on that date, because the excess option is up to 1st October. As on 31st March 13, if you look at the expenditure part is 72. But how much has been already incurred expenditure? 48 plus 48. So 96. 96 minus 72, you are having 24,000. Actually 24. Am I right? So this I have already explained. 96. But how many options? They have exercised 84. 720, sorry, this is 600. This is 30th June 2013. But we haven't got that information here because you won't be writing the entry for the lapsed one. So 30th 1/5/2012. 1/5/2012 as on 1/5/2012. I think if you write this will be easy. This is 1/5/2012. 84,000. As on that will be recognized. But how much has been recognized? 96 to 12,000 is the gain. Now 11013, by the time it has expired, is completed. 600 into 120, excess period has been completed. 600 into 120, 72,000. This is to be recognized. But already how much has been recognized? 96. Out of 96, already gain is how much transferred? 12,000. So therefore, 84,000 is been recognized. So gain is 12. I told you all total gain will be 12 plus 12, 24. If you split it, it will be like that. So then what they have done here, the entries part, they have written the entry on 31st March 30 for transferring the gain to general user account. Then on the date of exercise the option, they have written this entry. Okay, and then by the completion of exercise period, the excess expense that has been debited to P&L account has been closed by transferring to general reserve account. Okay, now this problem is a bit different. Why I have compared is that you will be knowing about it. So 1/4/16, 31st March 17. Now you can see these dates. This is first year. I need to record financial year. This is financial year. This is financial year. 3 years I am having here. Now, not 3 years actually. Not 3 years, 30th September. That is 30th September 2018 here. Here I am writing 30th September. Why 30th September? Because excess period is going to complete. Excess period is going to complete by this date. Excess period is going to complete by this date, 30th September. Is this clear to all of you? So, financial year, first year, second year, 6 months, 2.5 years. Okay. Now let us see what happened before first year. 15 option lapse. Please try to understand this 1500 and 1500 117. So 3000 options lapsed before providing expenses. 3,000 options lapsed before providing expense. So I think the question of expense recognition does not arise. But the second problem which I explained, we have seen unvested after 2 years. But here, before first year itself, it has been lapsed. So no need to provide expenditure, no need to recognize expenditure on 3,000. No. Okay. Then 188 minus 140 is clear. Then vested options. This you can see for 16, 17 financial year. Financial year. 1200 minus 1500 plus 1500. These two lapsed in 9,000. So now vesting period is 2 years. Now 9,000 is a vested options into what is the loss? 48 rupees will be recognized. That is what. Number of years expired 1 year. Unamortized amount, they have done it differently. Simple words. 9,000, no need to worry about it. 9,000 to 48, 4,38,2,000. By 4,30,000 by 2, because 2 years it should be split no? Into 1 year it is coming to 2,16,000. Is this clear? So amount amortized is 2,16,000. Now, next second year. 1/1/18 2,000 options lapsed. 31st March 18, 1st April 17 to 31st March 18. This is second year. Second year, how many options lapsed? 2,000. So now, already how much expenditure recognized here? 2,16,000 has been recognized, no? Amortized, recognized. Okay, please try to understand it. Now, vested option 9,000 minus 2,000, 7,000 only. Actual vesting period is 2 years. Number of years expired 2 years because second year no 17, 18. Unamortized amount 700 to 48, 3,36,000. Already amount amortized, already amount recognized how much? 2,16,000. Actually, they don't know at the time of recognizing the expense. They were expecting that all 9,000 shares will be exercising the option. But again, by the completion of second year ending, there is 2,000 options they have not exercised. So what is the balance? 7,000. 7,000 into 48. Coming to 7,000 into 48, which is coming to 3,36,000 expenses to be recognized. This 3,36,000 is expense to be recognized. 2 lakh already recognized here, no? This 2,16,000 amount already amortized. The amount to be recognized expense is how much? 1,20,000. Is this clear? So previous problem we got excess amount recognized. So therefore we got a amount profit transfer to general reserve. In this case, in this case, in this case, in this case, it is not because before you recognize expenses, the options were lapsed. So that is why there is no problem. But when it comes to second year, after recognizing expense of 2,16,000, 2,000 options have been listed as lapsed. So 9,000 minus 2,000, 7,000. 7,000 to 48. Actually, we shall recognize expense of 3,36,000 by the end of second year. But already how much has been recognized? 2,16,000. So what is further expense recognized? 1,20,000. Now this is interesting. Then what happened on 30th September? If you see, I think total we are having how many options? 12,000. Out of 12,000, 3,000 has already been lapsed. So 9,000 we got. Out of 9,000, 2,000 also further lapsed. So we are having 7,000. Out of 7,000, by 30th September 18. What is the 30th September 18? By 30th September 18, company has to, the employees has to exercise the option. So 30th September 18, only 6,800 options were exercised. So how much has been lapsed? 200. So the expenditure has to be, you can see, 7,000 minus 6,800, 200 has been forfeited. So 200 into 48 is coming to how much? 9,600. This 9,600 is excess, no? Or we can do 7,000 into 6,800 into 48, how much? 3,26,400. 3,26,400 will be getting the same thing. You can, if you want, you can write here. Or alternatively, what we have done, 6,800 into 48. 3,26,400. Okay. So, if you look at what is the amount that has been recognized already, 2,16,000 plus 1,20,000, no? Two lakhs 16,000 plus 2,16,000 plus 1,20,000. What is the amount that has already been recognized here? Okay, coming to 3,36,000. Three lakhs 36,000. So now, what is the gain you are having? This gain is transferred to which account? General reserve. Got it? Simple logic. Entire chapter so far. Expenses recognized. To be recognized, recognized. Excess recognized. Transferred to general reserve. Okay. Yes. Now, 31st March. Employee compensation expense to employee outstanding expense 2,60,000 recognized. This P&L account or statement of P&L to employee compensation expense. 31st March 18, same entry 1,20,000 recognized. Is this clear? Now third year, September 30, bank account data, how many options finally subscribed? 6,800. What is the market value? 140. Now you can see. What is the market value? Excess price. Excess price is 140. Not market value, sorry. Excess is 140. Employee stock option outstanding can be taken as a balancing figure, or equity share capital 100, premium 88. The difference can be taken as employee stock option outstanding. Slowly, when shares have been issued, the employee stock option outstanding is being reduced. Then finally, employee stock option outstanding account data to general reserve. So simply, when you make a payment, what happened? Outstanding expense will be closed. No. Similarly, employee stock option outstanding account also will be closed. I repeat once again, what is the first entry, second entry, same now. Employee compensation to employee stock option outstanding, statement of P&L to employee compensation expense, employee compensation expense to employee stock option outstanding. Because whenever the expenses is recognized till they actually subscribe, employee stock option outstanding account is always having credit balance. When that employee stock option outstanding account will be debited on two cases. One is when employees are subscribing the shares, employee stock option outstanding account will be debited. And the second one is the excess expense that has been recognized is transferred to general ledger also. Employee stock option outstanding account will be debited. Now, if you want, sometimes they'll be asking you to open the ledger accounts also. I think if you are good in the entries, you can do it. If you look at the employee stock option outstanding, 2,16,000 is showing credit balance. No, right? Understand. Then there is another credit of 1,20,000. 3,80,000. Got it. Then you see the debit 3,80,000. Employee stock option 2,16,000. Employee stock option outstanding 120. 320, 216. I'm writing here. Credit. This is credit. And this is debit. If you let 2,16,000 plus 120. 2,16,000 plus 120. 3,36,000 credit balance. 3,36,000 minus 3,26,400 here. This is debit. This is debit. 3,26,400 minus 9,600. It has become 0. So when you debit, like when you are when you are the employees are subscribing, employee stock option outstanding account will be debited. Employee stock option outstanding account will be debited. The reason is that why it is being taken, why it is being shown under the heading between share capital and reserves and surplus is that employee stock option outstanding account is slowly converted into which account? Share capital account. Till such time, if you employee stock option outstanding, credit employee stock option outstanding, debit if you take off. Simple words, after closing of employee compensation expense, it will be bank account data to equity share capital, security premium. I think it will take some time for you to use it to these things. Simple logic. You're debiting expense, you're creating employee stock option. Expense is closed by transfer to P&L account. Then employee stock option outstanding, why it is still showing credit balance means once if you once they subscribe the shares, the stock option means The stock option means it is waiting for the stock option. They kept the they kept the share as a stock. They kept the shares as a stock. That stock can be given to who? Employees. Then what happens? This employee stock option outstanding account will be converted into which one? Share. If expense has already been debited excess, since it has been transferred to P&L account also, your profit has come down. To increase that instead of reversing it, you are crediting to which account? General reserve account. That excess expense, because of that, what happened? Your profit has come down, is being adjusted through transfer into general reserve. So two reasons. One is excess reserve is closed by excess expense which be closed by transfer to general reserve. Then when excess expense is being without knowing how many options are going to be lapsed or expired, whatever it may be, unvested, etc. So you have created already your debited expense. So and when expense is debited, outstanding expense, employee stock option outstanding account is also showing credit balance. It also increased. So expense decrease. When expense decrease, profit increase. Profit increase, general reserve. Then what about expense outstanding account? Employee stock option outstanding account. That employee stock option outstanding, now to reduce it, it should be debited. So that is nullified. Then finally, what are the balance of employee stock option outstanding you are having? That is including premium. Including premium. That premium and share capital, when you credit and you receive bank, and the employee stock option outstanding is closed by debiting to employee stock option outstanding is debited and employee equity share capital account is being created. So employee stock option outstanding account is converted into share capital. Is this clear? So this is what simple logic. Till such time employee stock option account as outstanding account is showing credit balance. That is the reason it has been told that it will appear under the heading share capital and reserves and surplus, because later on this employee stock option outstanding will be converted into share capital. Okay, we practice a lot. I'll be taking one more class on that. With that, we'll be concluding ESOP. When we go for a few more problems on this, I think that will give more clarity to you. Okay, thank you very much. God bless you all. I hope you might have revised the NBFC, non-banking financial company. I think this you can easily understand this chapter, but the only thing is you need to practice. Is this clear? Thank you very much.